I have been doing a run of fruit bandies recently, and I thought I would continue that. Not by going to Oregon, say, or France, or Central or Eastern Europe. I thought we would go to India to try some Feni. Feni is a very traditional fruit brandy you will find made in Goa, kind of along the southwestern coast. It's traditionally made from coconuts, but most of the examples you'll find available in the US are from cashew. Now, when I say cashew, I'm not talking about the nuts. The nuts are actually basically seeds of the cashew fruits, which, if you look at pictures, they kind of look like a cross between a bell pepper and a squash. But you can basically take those, squash them up, and ferment them and distill them. And that's what this is. So we're not talking about the really, really traditional coconut-based Feni. We're talking about the cashew-based. And I've got two examples to try here. I've got Kafi Feni, bottled at 40%. And I have got the Spirit of India Feni, bottled at 42.5. So I am not going to be adding water to either of these. We're just going to taste them out. I have not done notes. I kind of want you to have my unfiltered impression of these. And let's go. So Feni is... The distillation process is actually pretty complex. You will see in some places that this is triple distilled. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. Let's call it partially triple distilled, because even in Scotland, that's just a phrase we use to cover up a lot of deep complexity. So let's go with that. All right, let's start with the Kafi Feni, and here we go. Ooh. That is a gorgeous nose. And a very vivid nose for something bottled at 40% alcohol. I have to get wine geeky on this for you because I don't really know how else to do this without that point of reference. Go to a good, decent wine store. Go to the France and the French white section of your wine shop. Buy yourself a Semillon heavy Bordeaux Blanc from the Grave, and then go buy yourself a Chablis. And then combine those two together, half and half. That is what this smells like. So you were getting the kind of almost like lemony apple character from the Chablis, like lemony apple with rocks, that thing, and you're combining that with the nutty floral kiwi apple thing you get from Semillon, plus minerality. And oh god, I like this. It really reminds me of a lot of the just day-to-day French white drinking wines that I love. I know that's a weird place to go when I'm talking about, brandy from Southwest India, but that's immediately what comes to mind. And that's what this is. This is a glorious dance of apple and lemon and rocks and kiwi and flowers and a kind of subtle nuttiness that I really like. Wow, both of these should be available in the $20 to $30 range, assuming you have retailers who would venture to stock stuff like this. Okay, I'm very curious to try this on the palate. Here we go. Whoa. Give me a second. What just happened there? So, arrives and kind of on the mid palate does a lot of what I was getting on the palate. The appliness, a little pear in there as well. Some lemon peel, flowers, nuttiness, kiwi, almost a kind of waxy quality, like lanolin or something. But then on the end, it turns into this very interesting wet bitterness. I don't know how to put it. It's not, I want to say vegetal, but it's not like, you're not talking like leafy or stemmy vegetal. It's almost like peas. Yeah, there's like a peas thing going on here. Yeah, just like gorgeous fruit, nuttiness, lima beans. On the back end, all that fruit just like suddenly turns into lima beans on the back end and just kind of holds there. Like, just like, remember when you were a kid and you were like trying to stuff all the lima beans that you could onto a fork and you would get like 8 or 9 or 10, you would like stuff them all in your mouth? Like, that's what I'm getting on the back end of this. And I'm really, really enjoying it. Wow. For under $30, this is showing up. Mouthfeel is a hair bit light. I'm not going to lie to you. Finish holds on pretty well. It's not going a whole distance in my mouth. Mouth length is a little bit short. But, yeah, this delivers a hell of a lot of flavor. For not a lot of money. It's really interesting and refreshing, and I would love to have this as like an aperitif or something before a big meal. Yeah, I'm completely impressed. 84 points for the Kafi Feni. Nice, very nice. Okay, moving on to the Spirit of India Feni. I wish I could tell you more about the folks making this. I just don't know. I looked it up. I found I found who was selling it. Basically, that's as deep as I could go. I couldn't figure out who was making this. Okay. I mean, you can, on the nose of this Spirit of India, 42.5%, so a little bit stronger. There's a continuity, but there's also like we're moving further away from that that semillon side towards an almost a berry-driven side. So you're gonna maintain the Chablis thing, the rocks and the lemony apple kind of character, but then you're gonna throw in some blueberries, some blackberries, maybe even a little strawberry in there. But it certainly doesn't have the same nuttiness. Yeah, not at all. As the first class. So on the whole, much fruitier. Okay, very nice, very clean. Let's see what happens on the palate here. Give me a sec. That also did not go as expected. Wow. Um, what am I tasting? Okay, so there's a part of my brain right now that is firing like crazy, going, there is peat here. There is peat here. Is this an Isla whiskey? Is that what's going on? And no, but there's something like that. It's actually, it's very fruity. There's apple, there's pear, there's quince. There's a touch of, not lemon, more grapefruit, but it's all kind of wedded to this quasi peaty quality. Let me try this again. Hold on. Yes, you've got this enormous amount of orchard fruit on the one hand, and then you have like, I don't even know. Imagine if you took some grapefruits, you threw them into maltings and you peated, and you like just smother them in peat smoke. That's kind of what I'm getting, like peated grapefruit on this. That's really fun. There's also a fair amount of minerality, some just sea salt coming through, especially on the finish. A little bit of white pepper as well. Similar levels of quality. I don't know. Let me go back and try the coffee one more time. No. I mean, so despite the extra nudge of strength, I think I like the coffee better by a little bit. Yeah, the coffee just brings a hair bit more detail. Just a little hair bit more detail. Despite the proof disadvantage. I'm still going to give the Feni, I like both of these a lot. I'm going to give this 83 plus. 83 plus for the Spirit of India Feni. Yeah, wow. Like, this is... and, like, this is what makes it over here to the shelves at, like, Total Wine. So I cannot help but think of what is out there, like, that's more serious than these guys. And I would really like to see them out. But, yeah, for the moment, Kafi Feni. 84 points. And for, in the mid-20s, absolutely worth grabbing. Spirit of India Feni. 83 plus. Not my preferred one of these two, but man, that like peated grapefruit thing is throwing me for a loop. So I still kind of recommend it. 83 plus. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a happy Feni day. Cheers.